this is literally the exact way I do everything. I always start out on a blank piece of paper. So your retaining wall, I've got your block, you've got a section for your caps, you've got a section for your rock, you've got a section for your equipment and overhead. And that's literally exactly, I'm writing this down exactly how it is put in my estimate. Block, caps, rock, equipment overhead, and then consumables. And if I want to make sure that they understand what this is truly paying for, fuel. Because I mean that's what that's compensating for. And that's around $5,500 a week for me to be producing on my job with all our trucks, all our equipment, all of everything that comes into it. And that's about how much it costs to operate on a week. That's not including payroll. My payroll comes out of production. Like payroll comes out of what we produce, right? So the guys build. So we've got oh, we've got 150 linear feet, right? What did I tell you? Was that wall at 6 foot? Well, it's 6 foot high. Get your calculator out, please, for payroll. Huh?
Would that be 100 square feet?
It's, I think that's 150 times 6. I don't know, whatever that is. I think that's more. 900. See? Told you, you're smarter than me, man.
Yeah, that's how it is. I did take geometry twice.
900 square foot. Now, cap is we've got 150 foot, so you got to go to inches because I'm not good at doing decimals and all that stuff. So I'm telling you how I do it. All right, if you're smarter than me, do it your way. This is how I do it. So I'll take 150 foot, times that by 12 to get inches, and then I divide by 10. 100. So we got 100 caps. This is no waste. This is all tried and true, right? We gotta add some waste on there, right? So I'm gonna add 15, 20%. That's 115 to 120. So let's go 120 caps. Because the way I put my caps in and the way is different than everybody else's. I don't just double stack caps and just throw them up there. We cut 4-inch slivers and we etch our caps on to make it look like it's on the wall. So we do it a little bit different. I'll add some waste in here. We'll go to 950. We'll add an extra cube in there. Cube and a half, something like that. 950 square. Now, a rock on just off of what I've done, no engineering, no nothing at all. This is 500 to 600 square foot is normally around 800 tons. So I'm looking at 900 to 1,000 square foot. I'm probably going to be somewhere between 150 to 200 tons. Okay, so I'm going to put 200 tons on here because I always want to be higher. I would love to give the customer a check that says I saved some money.
Right, we didn't need these ones right.
Yeah, if the customer was nice to me, it wasn't a pain in the butt. You don't get those very often, but I do. I have had a few, and I have been able to give checks back to them. You know, it's been nice. I enjoy that. So we've got 200 tons of rock at my sold price of $50, right? We've got 100 caps at my sold price of $20 per cap.
Yeah.
And then on my block price, I'm between 35 and 55 on the square. That's depending, I break this on difficulty level, okay? Right, so like take you a wall that's right up the road, that one of the walls we just got done doing for Mr. Phelan. I don't know why I ain't taking nobody that damn job. It's just right up the road. It's a 12-foot wall. You'd probably love to see it, you know? But I was able to back right up to it and get my material right where it needed to go, just a swing of a button, right? I have to track nothing. But on the seawall, I'm gonna have to track quite a bit, right? So I need to make a little bit more money, right? Also, middle of winter, it'll be tough work. I like these people. I know what the market's bringing. I know where we're at. So I'm gonna be at $50. Okay? I'm gonna be at $50 on the square because honestly, truly, it's still not gonna be that dang hard. I explained it to you yesterday or Monday. It's really not gonna be that hard, is it? So we'll track it. I got track material 100 yards. I've done a whole lot more for less. Yeah, I promise you. So that's where I'm gonna be at on that. Got our equipment overhead. That's gonna be times 2. It's gonna take at least 2 weeks, and depending on how much further we go, because the information we gain through the drawing, footer, and all that, we ain't done yet. You know, I'm gonna have, I at least have $250 right here in consumables. And it doesn't seem like much, but I mean, when you're paying for all this stuff out of your pocket, it eats up. And when you do 20, 40 jobs a year, that's a couple $1,000 that you're putting into their house, what it takes to make their stuff work. So you need to recoup this stuff, man. So now we go down here. This is all the basic. This is all for basic wall. You calculate this up, and we have our total, right? So now I'm gonna go into a little bit of a special situation where we have the concrete footer. So we've got, because typically that comes out of our rock, right? Now we've got a concrete footer. And what does that entail? Let's go, I don't know if you've ever done it, but I want you to do it too. Get your phone out, type in Google, just go to a concrete calculator. Got it. All right, so we've got 150 linear feet. 6 foot wide and 1 foot deep. So we got 11.11 cubic yards.
Which is more than trucks. You're gonna need at least 2 trucks.
It'll be a truck and a half, so you got 2. So we got, it says 11, so we're going to go 12 yards. We're going to go a little bit heavy.
They do minimum truck charge too, usually.
Yeah.
So you're buying 2 trucks
You're
regardless.
buying 2 trucks regardless. So we've got 12 yards. Say 12 yards. Last time I checked, and before I did anything, before I sent in 100% numbers, you can't do nothing until I get the engineer running. This is a pre-spec, and then I'm going to adjust this to what the engineer says. Okay, I'm going to adjust these figures right here, and that's just quick numbers, swap, turn it in, it's done. So we've got 12 yards concrete, almost, let's go with $200 a yard. What's that? What else is that? 24. And then we've got a pump. And that's going to be, let's go on the high side, 1,500, just in case they got extra time, or they have a rough time, or we might want to go 2,000 just to make sure, you know what I mean? Because nobody wants to go to that customer and say, we need more money than we've already asked for. So let's just make sure we ain't shooting ourselves in the foot. And again, we got some room at the end, we can always cut them straight back. We can always say, hey, you know what, if I make $2,000 less than that final bill, Merry Christmas, or Happy Spring, or fuck off, whatever.
Yeah.
So we've got the pump, and then we've got, that takes care of the pump and the labor for the pump that we got. So that's, the only labor we have left is business labor, right? for us three guys at 120 per man hour. And I'm just gonna do this as like, I'm gonna be out there with them, but when I'm out there on the job site, I'm not charging like a crazy rate for me or anything like that. Just one of the guys.
Yeah.
Making money just like them, okay? So, three guys, and we're gonna have 8 hours at least that job. For as far as setting pins, getting the concrete in there. I'm not gonna be able to do anything the rest of the day. My business is gonna be shot in the foot for anything left. It's gonna be a short day, but that's it. So they're gonna pay for 8 hours on that job. So 3 times 8 times 120. So $2,880 for the day for us three to be running, which is right at my minimum, $2,500. So then I have that calculated into it, but really, we know this is gonna hurt me, right? Doing a concrete footer, because process. If it was rock, I would just put rock in, put sand pit, and start building. Now it's dig a hole, skip the concrete, wait for concrete to dry, however long, and then get reestablished. So at this point, it comes down to what is the morally correct and then business correct thing to do when it comes to making sure that we are not losing profit because of the process and the way a job has to be done for that specific job. So I'm not going to ask that. That's pulling that right. We're not going to be sitting there waiting for it to dry. We're going to be out trying to work somewhere else. But we might not be successful at getting a job in the middle of winter when we're trying to find something, right? So they're going to pay for my business. They're not going to pay for my man. I will probably, and this is where it's a moral thing for me, because I know what I can do, but also, dude, there's no sense in carrying another machine payment out of the profit that should have been from this job, and you know what I mean? So I'm gonna add another week of overhead, and I know at minimum that $5,500 will cover my machines and my trucks for the month that I'm going to be sitting there lit up and waiting. Now, I'll still be working. We're still going to go out. We're still going to produce. I'm still going to find something to do. It's going to be fine. I'm not worried about it. But I do need to make sure. And that is the way I explain it to you. Like, I felt guilty before I wrote it down. But then when you explain it that way, it's like, dude, that's the way their job has to be performed. That is what else do you do? And it is the middle of winter. It's a seawall. You can't build it in the spring. You can't build it in the summer. The lake's open.
Yeah.
You have to do it in the winter. You have to do it in the toughest environment, the toughest situation, the toughest time to find more work. It's not like I can just run a quick ad on Facebook and everybody's looking to get their stuff redone right now. You know, you can't go put in French drains. You can't do nothing. So you can't go hustle. So yeah, that's right, man. You got to, if they want your business, if they want the job done, yeah, right. So let's add another $5,500 a year to make sure that we're going into that our business is actually profitable, that our business is actually in the green, that we're not going into spring already trying to dig out with something that you can't dig with. Like you can't dig yourself out of winter with a job that ain't. Yeah, right. You're at that point. You're just making content. And hell, stay at home, make content. Come over here, we'll make some. You know, don't go do it for them people and then not even really appreciate it. Because they don't. When you cut yourself short like that. So now let's get to the good part. Let's add some stuff up, dude. Let's do 120 times 20.
24.
2400.
Yep.
Now let's do 950 times 50.
47,100.
Now let's do 200 times 50. 11,000 here. 50. 2400 plus 2000 plus 2,880 plus 5,500. 12,780. So 47.5. Already doing it. 47.5 plus 2,400 plus 10,000 plus 11,000 plus 250 plus 12,780. I was hoping it was going to be 75. I was hoping it was going to be. I was hoping it was going to be 75. Uh, I told them that we'd probably be sitting. They've got an estimate right now approved for 50,000, and I told them it's probably going to be pushing about 65, 60, 65, and then I came in. Then they came in with this new footer, and you know, it pushes it up. Where can I save the money? On the rock. I can save the money right there on the rock. Um, I I could. I mean, hell, I just installed a wall up here for $35 a square, and it was really good. We made good money. We made right at 45% on our profit margin, and it was a great job. But I worked really hard to get to the point where I can get to that kind of profit margin. You know, why would I shoot myself in the foot and go work harder in the colder environment and make my guys mad and do extra work and this ain't even factored in. This is just the cost, and this ain't factored in doing any extra work with that deck and securing it, making sure it don't fall over. So, you know, I didn't even factor that into it. But that's at least a day right there. So,
And demo of the existing Seawolf.
huh?
And the demo of the existing Seawolf.
Yeah. There's I'm really good with my equipment. So, honestly, dude, I'll have that shit tore out in a couple hours. Like, half day, it's gonna be done. So I don't account a whole lot for like brake work and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, I'm gonna make $35,000-$40,000 on that job. And it goes from here to QuickBooks or Jobber, and and you hit the ceiling. That's the final. That's the hardest part. Hit the ceiling. But guess what? The next one might be yes. If they say no, don't get married to it. It's all right. It's cool. Just the great thing about it is forget about it. Just send it out, forget. And I'm not saying don't follow up. Yes, there is money to be made in follow up for sure. But don't be the salesman follow up. Be the hey, I got that estimate sent out to you a few days ago. Just seeing if you had a chance to look at it, or did it go to your spam, or you know, I know that they've already opened it because I can see it through my CRM. But maybe they didn't. Maybe their husband opened it because he checks the email or whatever. You don't know.
You don't
So,
even know that she wanted me to.
so give them a call, give them a courtesy text. Like, hey, just want to see if you had any questions on it. we are we are trying to formulate our schedule, and if you would like to be on, I would love to save you a spot. Uh, did you have any questions about the estimate sent in? That's it. You don't have to, say, hey, I'm following up, or hey, just checking in, or nothing like that. Just give them to work for you, because they might have forgot about it, because maybe their grandmother died. Life, you know. So do it respectfully, but follow up, ask them, and if they say no, okay. If you ever need anything in the future, if you know anybody that ever needs anything, don't give me a call. Just blunt. Have a good day. Don't sit there and, well, I can do it for 50. No, no, you can't. If you could, you would, but you can't, because that's what the numbers say. That's what my costs are. That's the way the business should be set up. Businesses are supposed to make 50%, but the sad truth is, it's really hard to get there, and most of them don't. And if you're not doing it, it's because you don't know your numbers, you're not creating the right value, or you're just not good at business. Not everybody's good at business. That's why there's only so many successful business owners, right? So I would love for you all. You guys are already successful in your businesses. You're already successful at your own right, in your own stage, your own development. You just have to continue because you're still in the game, right? That's the whole part of it. If goal of business is to stay in business, then you're winning already. Not losing there. I mean, I felt like I've been losing for years. I feel like I lose every year. You? Yeah. You ain't losing, brother. Yeah. You're still in business. You fucking come up here, do this. Yeah. You ain't losing, brother. You're winning. You are too. And I feel the exact same way. I felt the exact same way last week. When I felt that way for a couple of weeks, trying to get people to come in, but Bo helped me out. He was like, "Hey man, it's like don't worry so much about like how many people buy into what you're doing." He was like, "You're changing my life right now." Yeah. He was like, "You're helping Cole out. You're helping Nate." He was like, "And you got 2 more guys coming next week or 2 weeks." He was like, "Guaranteed." He's like, "Focus on that. Focus on that." That's that's pretty. He's like, I mean, like biased opinion. He's like, but that's pretty damn impactful to me. Yeah. You know, and I'm gonna make sure that I change Bo's life. And if you guys are local, I'll do it for you, but you're not. So I'm gonna try and extend myself in every which way I can to you to get you to be your own version of success, whatever that is. You know. So today, tonight, think about your 6 month, think about your 12-month goals. Realistic, attainable, but stretch a little bit. You know. I want to give you guys an analogy and full of shit too, but it's a really good one. And like it fucking brought me to tears last week when I was explaining it to a buddy of mine because it's the truth, dude. So I keep this rubber band right here, and this is all just recent. You know, I just recently had this anomaly, and as business owners, we're like rubber bands, and we have to stretch. So we have to stretch our abilities, we have to stretch our pockets, our bank accounts, our lives, everything in us to stretch and become and grow and get stronger and become the version that we're meant to be, right? The version that God has called us to be. And when you stretch that rubber band, the longer you hold it, you're physically changing the fucking fibers inside of it. It is physically changing. You are stretching the fibers to where it can what? It can contain more. It can hold. And I think in some weird way, it gets a little bit stronger as it stretches. Like our muscles do when you grow. You stretch your muscles, they get stronger, they build back. So we're getting stronger. We're like rubber bands. We're getting stretched. Now, the very, very important part of all of this is to not stretch too quick. Because if you stretch too quick, shit's gonna bounce back, it's gonna hurt, or worse, you're gonna fucking break, and you're not gonna be able to put yourself back together. So be like the rubber band, stretch, and grow with it and get stronger as you do it. But know your limits, know your limitations, and stay in that moment of pressure. Stay in that moment of stretch because that's where you do grow. You don't grow when you're just sitting here. There's no, that's not doing anything. If you're comfortable in your business, if you've got the good life, you ain't doing shit. I was too comfortable coming home and hanging out with my family at 5 o'clock. I can do that if I'm done. If I'm done right now, I can do that. I can stagnate and be never more than, I'll never be more than a $2 million business. I'd never be able to stretch more if I stayed right now, if I stopped. I wouldn't be able to. And eventually I would fucking fail. We would die out. We're like that fire. You gotta keep burning. You gotta keep growing. You gotta keep the pressure on. Don't, when you reach that dream hunt, don't stop. Just keep going. Yeah, is that a good analogy? Do you like rubber band?
Yeah.
Do you like that? You can use it. You can use it. I'll patent it. You can use it. It's I've never heard that before, and I came up with it the other day, and it's the truth, and that's what you got to do to become that stronger person. You just got to stretch. You guys are stretching right now. You brought your family up here with you, brother. I told you not to, but you did it anyway. That's not the thing. That's what you and your family's willing to do to grow, and that's a testament right there. So, brother, y'all are doing it, and I'm just blessed and thankful for you to be part of it, and I'm gonna push it as far as I can. And then you may not like it sometimes, but it'll be all right. We'll get through it together. You know, I'll tell you some hard truths, and more than not, I need y'all to understand when I'm telling y'all hard truths, I'm probably talking to me too. Okay, that's why it's real. That's why we connect, because we all go through the same struggles. I just might have a little bit of a different skill set and might be able to turn around a little bit quicker, and y'all do exactly the same shit and turn things around too. Have any questions on the law? I'm gonna formulate all this into a simple rudimentary, like done.
Yeah.
And y'all can fill this stuff out and get it put in.
I mean, it'll definitely help me because, like you said, like pushing those quotes up fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And the amount of time that I've, like, especially when the one that I was close to 9% on these, you know, I'm like, and I've got it all on Jobber, and I'm like looking at all my line items, and the one thing that I didn't factor in was my time.
Yep.
Like, did they get a fucking hell of a deal? Yeah, they definitely got a hell of a deal, and I was happy with the number, but I was so scared to push that number out because I'm like, they're gonna be like,
What if they say no?
what the fuck? That's so much money. And then
Yeah, it comes down to like that. Who do you think you are? You know, who do you think you are charging me that much money for this?
But then you send it out, and then they said immediately send it back. Yeah, cool, let's do it. And you're like, I fucked up.
Man, it should have been 12,000. Yeah.
And you can't go back.
No,
once you put that quote out.
No, of course not. Yeah. You don't go back on it. It's not. Well, I missed this. It's just maybe you hope that they come in and say they want some extra work, and you can't raw dog them on it. But I mean, if you need to make up $500, you can make up $500 on something.
Yeah.
You know. That sucks, man. It sucks, but
never losing money, but never actually getting what you're
truly profiting. What you deserve.
Yeah.
What you deserve. That's what you got to hold on to, is what you deserve. So pay your debt. Pay your debt once. Pay your debt twice. Sounds like y'all already paid your debt. You're going to have to stop. I didn't stop paying my debt for too damn long. And you need to stop, like right now. And you're gonna go back into business. You're gonna go back this week. Go back to making money, just the normal way you always have. And you're gonna have a little bit of a different fire. You're gonna burn a little bit differently. You're gonna get these flyers ready. You're gonna talk to your new customers, old customers. You're gonna go knock on doors to the neighborhoods that you need to be in, that you want to be in, and tell them about your services, and get the door shut on you. That's okay. Okay. More than not, especially since COVID, people ain't gonna shut the door on you. They're gonna sit there and talk to them or
Yeah. They miss people.
just be nice, be personable, be the gentleman that you are, you know, and they'll love you for it. And don't forget what I told you about dogs. Do that for dogs.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Uh, and trade shows, get this stuff out. You got work booked up for months before you ever start. Man, God, it sounds like a dream. I wish I would have done it that way, dude. I wish I'd have done it that way, you know. But I didn't. I'm telling y'all, that's what you need to do. You'll have it, and when you get in that rhythm and you give yourself those non-negotiable tasks to do each day, that if there's an estimate to get done, you don't sit on it, you don't wait, you get it out, you get it done, you get it in. You don't let it, you don't, if you've got an hour to sit there and watch TV and bullshit because you're tired, you've got an hour to sit there and put some numbers together on walls, and if it comes to something complicated, I'll dumb it down to as simple as it can be to where you can get your numbers in. And you, within 30 minutes, an hour, it's in, it's done, you rest, and maybe you wake up the next day with an approval. But it ain't never gonna get approved. You don't put some bitch in. So that's the most important part of my system is that you actually do the damn work. If you've got an estimate, if you go on Monday, get an estimate put in. By Tuesday, you get some bitch turned into them. That's why there's a 24-hour separation in between. On Wednesday, got a new job. Go estimate it. Thursday, gets turned in. Holy shit, that's 2 possible jobs that fucking week. On Friday, got an estimate. Turned in. You got all weekend turned in. On Friday, I let them know, hey, I'll get it to you by Monday. It's going to be a long weekend because I'm still working in the field on Saturday. I'll go out and I'll do an estimate on Saturday morning if I got one at 7:30, and then I'll go out to the field and work until 12, 1 o'clock. I always work every Saturday, 4 or 5 hours at least. If it's a pretty day, you work all the time to get the fucking house. There's something wrong, and my wife's got me tore up in some way, shape, or fashion, where my marriage is either going down the hill if I don't stay home and put something together for her. I'm serious, man. If it's a Saturday and it's pretty, dude, I ain't in this fucking house. I'm out working. I'm wasting this opportunity. I've sat in my shop during the middle of winter before and not had shit to do because it's too cold. I mean, God gave us a pretty day. Saturday don't matter. I'm gonna go fucking work, and I can get a lot of shit done in 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then go home and have the rest of my day with my family. Bring lunch home to them, take them to the park. Still got energy. I can still do what I need to. Work every damn chance you get. You know, it wasn't so damn long ago that you was born into working every day. You was born into working till death. Slaves. And they didn't fucking die from it neither. They died from old age. They died from malnutrition or disease, just like anybody else did, but they didn't die from the fucking work, did they? They sure as shit didn't get paid for it either. They didn't drive around a fucking R8. They didn't build their dream house on an acreage. They didn't get to do none of that shit. We got a pretty decent trade-off.
Yeah.
We got a pretty good life, dude.
For sure.
So explain it to your significant others, explain it to the people you love. If they want to go, they'll ride with you. It's tough, but they'll ride with you. And then when you do get home to them, and you are the man that they've been waiting on, and you devote, you're so damn good at being present where you are because you are a fine-tuned fucking killer machine, man. When you're at work, you're at work. When you're at home, you're at home. When you're at home, you're with your family, you're with your wife, with your kids, you're playing, you're active, you're attentive, and you're a good man, you know. But when you're at work, you ain't thinking about being a dad. You're not thinking about problems. It's the point of being present where you are, wherever you are, gets all of your attention. It gets all of it. Like my phone vibrating it's kind of trying to ding my attention. I don't like it. I should have had it on everything. You know, you guys deserve nothing but my full fucking attention. That's the more you can fine tune and hone that skill in, 110, I mean, is it not obvious that your life would be a lot better if you're 100% present wherever you are? You're at the fire department, you're not thinking about work. You're at the fire department. I know it's not going to happen, but
Especially if I have a business.
yeah, of course.
I'm getting paid to think about making money.
I would sit there on my dime and I would look at the e-classified, that's a local thing, and look at, I would find rental homes and all the local, like, private rental homes that are out, and I'd be calling them on their dime, trying to see if I could do some landscaping or some maintenance or just anything, you know? Just anything. So, yeah, all the time. Scams, you know, all the time. No, that's still happening.
That's the worst too, is riding around the city. Because the city I work in, there's a lot of money there too. And every time you're riding around, you're like, that looks like shit.
Yep.
Oh, somebody new moved in.
Yep.
They're doing something.
Yep.
That means they got money.
Doing something. We like people that's doing something. We better get busy doing something if you want to get this thing done. We're gonna have to get busy.
Yeah.
Wrap these caps around.